we're back. We're
We
back. Yes. Welcome to TLB Snack Chats. I am Tina, the owner of TLB Nutrition Therapy. I'm also a dietitian here.
I'm Sarah. I'm one of the lead dietitians and our lead outreach coordinator at TLB Nutrition Therapy. So we're so excited.
Hey. So today's video, we are going to dive a little bit deeper into the TLB philosophy. So Sarah and I will be chatting. I know I've briefly touched on this in previous videos, but we are going to really dive deeper, hopefully so that you have a better understanding about the services here and what those services are deep rooted in.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get started. Let's talk about, what makes our work unique, what kind of sets us apart. Like, why would you want to choose TLB to work with in the first place? So, yeah.
What are we all
Tina,
about? Let's get it. Yeah.
Tina, can you talk a little bit about the mission and philosophy at TLB Nutrition Therapy and what inspired it?
Yeah. This can be a really long story because it has really developed over time. I know in previous videos, I talked about how it always has been deep rooted in this very inclusive, a desire for inclusive care. But it has developed over time because we are all continuing to learn and unlearn and make sure that we are adapting to make sure that clients feel really supported. Care is very individualized and care is very inclusive to the various populations and people that we do work with. So yeah, one of the kind of deep-rooted concepts is that we provide individualized care. No two people are the same, which means that no care is going to be the same. So this is truly not a one-size-fits-all system. And so we are hearing the person sitting in front of us, their lived experience, their life, and then we are supporting them in adapting goals and support on what's going to help them move through life. Our work is deep rooted in evidence-based care. So we are not jumping on various diet trends and diet culture and what is popular in the media. We are making sure that we are doing our own background research based on evidence-based care and then making sure that we are bringing in that evidence-based care into sessions. We want to make sure that we are providing really deep-rooted empathy, we're being flexible, and we are holding a deep respect for each person's story. And so that is heavily woven throughout our work with clients. I also want people to feel safe in session. And so we challenge this idea of white coat syndrome, that we know you better because we are the professional. That's a bunch of crap. We really want people to understand that they are the leader of their body. They know themselves better than anybody. And we are support people sitting with them, guiding them along their journey. We are not above them. We do not know more than them. So we want to challenge that aspect of that white coat syndrome and really make people feel very safe and appreciated in their sessions. So that's like some various concepts that we really like to hold true in our philosophy.
Yeah, I love that. And I just really value the mission and philosophy at TLB. We really base our work on who's sitting in front of us and what is their lived experience. We're not just checking boxes on a checklist or, making these blanket recommendations for every client in the practice at all. It truly is individualized care, which is so important.
Yeah, yeah. Another aspect of our philosophy is that we have a really deep-rooted commitment to inclusivity and access. So Sarah, can you share a little bit more about how you see inclusivity showing up in our work with clients?
Definitely. Yeah, I think inclusivity and access is so important. And we work with clients from all walks of life, gender identities, sexuality, religious beliefs, socioeconomic status. Like anyone we will work with. And, I think what's so important is that we're constantly asking ourselves, like, how can we make this work more accessible? And I think as a practice, we do that in so many different ways, from the first point of contact that a client has with TLB, the intro call. Tina, you are getting to know that client and what their needs are. And then you are connecting them with the dietitian that could hopefully be the best fit. Of course, we can rework this if we need to, but really connecting client with dietitian based on lived experience, based on the dietitian's personality and expertise and all of that, which I think is so important. In addition to that, our admin team will check insurance benefits. So it takes a little bit of the work out. Insurance can be really confusing. I don't really understand how insurance works. So I'm so grateful for our admin team because they understand the language and they know what questions to ask. And so I love that they'll kind of take care of that for clients. Of course, we encourage everyone to double check with their insurance, but we do take what I feel like is a big intimidating part of dealing with insurance and everything. We kind of take that work out for the client. If someone does not have insurance or we don't accept insurance, we do also offer individualized equity pricing. And so we'll work with you. We don't have set sliding scale rates or anything like that. Like, we're really touching base with you as the client. Like, what are your needs? What is accessible? How can we make that work for you? And then in our work, we're meeting clients where they're at. We're not forcing change in any way. And we're really here to walk alongside you on this journey and provide whatever support you are needing.
Yeah. One thing that we do within the team is that we try to have, as much as possible, a varied staff who have gone through various lived experiences, all walks of life, live in various body sizes, are different races and genders and sexuality, and do have various religious beliefs. And so hopefully with that, we don't meet every aspect, but hopefully we are providing a decent amount of resources to clients to be able to sit in front of someone that does have that genuine lived experience, so they don't have to educate their provider or over explain themselves. And then with insurance, we try to take as many insurances as that are financially accessible to us as providers as well. And so, of course, there are some insurance companies that do not treat their providers well. And so that is likely one of the aspects why we are not credentialed with a certain insurance. They are significantly undercutting providers. And so that is something that's really important. So I do love how Sarah touched on the equity pricing. We want to make sure that services are accessible. If not with us, we will find you someone that takes that insurance if equity pricing is not possible. So we want to make sure that you as an individual feel seen and supported as you walk through this journey, whether that's virtual, in person, whatever it may be. So that is a huge commitment to us.
Absolutely. Tina, let's kind of transition and let's talk more about our approach with I guess I should say like our food and weight neutral approach and what that means and kind of where that has stemmed from.
Yeah. So much of our healthcare system is really a weight-centric approach, which means that weight is the problem. Weight is the cause. And so if weight is the center, then everything else around it is a result of the weight, right? Which is extremely shaming on something that we don't have control over. We are all meant to be different sizes. Our bodies are meant to look and be and adapt in various ways. Our bodies go along our journey of life with us. And so maybe we were set to be one way and something in our life happened, and now our body took that curve with us and now is this different way. Doesn't mean that we're unhealthy or healthy or whatever it may be. Our body is going along that journey. So we really try to keep a weight neutral approach. It is not negated from our care. We still use it as a symptom or as a communicator, but it is not the causation. So really what that is, we come in, and this is discussed in the intro call, but we talk about food in a neutral way. We want to incorporate food from your preferences, but we don't demonize it. So we do recognize that certain foods have higher vitamins and minerals. Other foods have higher fiber. Other foods have higher enjoyment and pleasure. Yeah, we get it. Various foods have different nutrition profiles. Sure, we're not denying that. So we really try to encourage balance and variety, but it is more about the relationship that you hold with food. If you are torturing yourself because you ate a cupcake and forcing yourself to eat salad, that is not healthy, because the relationship, not necessarily the what, but it is the relationship is disordered, right? And that is going to cause more mental health struggle and ultimately physically more struggle over time. And it's the same for the weight. We want to really come at weight from a neutral approach. What is your body communicating to you? How can we use that communication to assess your overall medical and health needs, and then really adapt care depending on that communication? We don't care if you live in a small body, a large body, a medium body. That doesn't define your health. We really approach it based on that relationship and how that's being outputted into your health and wellness, and then how we can really adapt care to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I love all of this as part of our work, and especially just really neutralizing food and healing that relationship, because, I always talk to clients about the fact that satisfaction is just as important as like nutrition profiles of food. Like, we are meant to enjoy food. There is pleasure in food, and that can look different from person to person. And yeah, and I just think it's important to honor people's food preferences, and we can work within all of that because food is neutral. And so we're finding ways to incorporate a variety of foods, and just really honor your needs and your preferences and what your body's communicating.
Exactly. Another aspect of our philosophy is that we honor each client's individual journey and your desire for that journey. So one thing that we say is we meet the client where they are. And so,
Mhm.
Sarah, can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it'll be good to reference one of our other YouTube videos about like what a session looks like. I think that gives really good insight into what this process looks like and what it looks like to get started. But ultimately, we are not rushing this process. We are moving at your pace, and we are providing a balance of support and compassion and accountability, and like really weaving all of that into our work based upon what your desires are in your own recovery journey. And so yeah, there is no expected timeline or pace or anything. It's really, where is the client, what are they needing, and we start to explore that, and we can always slow down, speed up, check in. Like, we're really always checking in with our clients to make sure, like, how's this feeling for you? Is there anything you feel like you're not getting that you're needing? Or are there any conversations we haven't been able to have yet? And so I think that's so important.
Yeah, we really come from this harm reduction model where we understand that, like, this is not a perfect system. We don't expect it to be this linear process. We have a super cute sticker if you go to our website that says like recovery is not linear, and it's a cute little kitty that's shooting a rainbow out of their body. So reference that. But in that, we understand that there's going to be curves and weaves and dips in your recovery process. And so really we're just coming from the aspect of trying to reduce harm to your body while having gentle challenges and soft approach, So there's no pressure, but we are really just trying to guide you through that space. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And Tina, what do you hope clients take away from their work with a dietitian at TLB Nutrition Therapy?
Yeah. I want clients to walk away feeling supported, safe, having felt peace and confidence in their work with the dietitian. I want them to know that they can truly trust their bodies, and however that looks like for them and their individualized needs. I want that relationship with food and body image and movement to really be in that healed space. I want this to look really individualized, but for them to really feel like, wow, I feel I feel like I have the tools to be able to move forward. And this individual that has been supporting me and walking through this has truly done it in the most neutral, non-judgmental way. I feel confident that I'm capable of moving forward and that this is long-lasting support and permanent change.
Yes. Yeah. And I think, when we learn to embrace our bodies and again, like our own lived experience and food preferences and movement that feels really supportive, I think that is when empowerment and freedom can really show up in this work, which is so incredible to witness.
Exactly. Yeah. Cool.
Well, hopefully this gives everyone just a little bit more insight into our mission and philosophy and why we approach nutrition, body, and movement the way that we do.
Yeah. If this resonates with you, this kind of philosophy and team approach, we encourage you to reference some of the other videos, come to our website, connect with our team, potentially do an intro call with me to work with someone within the TLB team.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.